and welcome to the Telegraph Studios. I'm Alistair Greener, and today we're discussing how electronic signature technology can help small and medium enterprises. And joining me is Jesper Fredriksson, who is the General Manager and VP for Europe for DocuSign.
Good morning, Alistair. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, it's great to have you here because I'm really intrigued. What exactly is electronic signature technology?
E-signature is the ability to take any legally binding transaction and execute it on one of these, on your mobile device, on your tablet, on your PC at home. And the reason why you want to do that is because you want to speed up transactions, you want to save money, you want to be compliant, and you want to enhance the user experience. That's e-signature.
Well, we hear a lot about different digital solutions for SMEs. So a lot of them are free. So why should we be actually paying for e-signature technology?
So in my experience, there are three good reasons why you need to invest in e-signature. One, you want to save money. Two, you want to portray yourself as a truly digital business. That is important in today's very competitive market. And three, you want to make sure that you have an airtight audit trail that will stand up to any scrutiny or audit that you may come under. So those are the reasons why it's a very sound investment that any business should consider.
Okay, so let's say I'm a key decision maker or an entrepreneur and I decide to invest in e-signature technology. How can I measure its success? What's my return on investment?
Sure. So first of all, the first one is simple. You pull out your spreadsheet and you measure how much money am I saving. Secondly, you try to look at what is the value and the benefit of being digital? What is the value of speeding up my transaction and appearing as a modern business? And thirdly, of course, is how much money am I spending on storage and retention, and how often do I end up in a situation where I lose a contract? So if I go back to the first point, there really is, you are going to save on your printing cost, on your paper cost, on your shipping cost. You are going to drive productivity amongst your administration, your sales staff, and your directors of the company. In the second category about being digital, that's perhaps a bit harder to quantify, but just think of the day and age we live in today where there's so hard competition. Everything is speeding up. It's a question of getting any agreement concluded very quickly, whether you're hiring a great new candidate for your company, whether you're selling something. And that's where the value lies in being truly digital. It has a value in terms of speed. It has a value in terms of image and branding value. And then finally, of course, is what is the cost of not being able to find that magic document that you now need to produce? It's almost like buying an insurance. You need to make sure you have it. So that's why e-signature should be high on any agenda for any organization, really, to save cost and drive a much more efficient business.
Well, it certainly sounds really, really good. And if it is as good and it helps as much with SMEs in their business, then I can imagine it's a fiercely competitive market. So what does DocuSign do? What solutions do you provide that the others don't?
So we've been doing this for 12 years. So we are the global market leader in e-signature. And the reason why customers come to us are many. But one, we basically offer you functionality out of the box that will allow you to get it going literally in a matter of hours. Not just with DocuSign standalone, but DocuSign integrated with your technology from Microsoft, from Salesforce, from SAP, from Google, and many of the other leading vendors. The second reason is that we're investing an awful lot of money to make sure that our platform is secure, it's highly available, and that any transaction you do on it will stand up in a court of law. And then lastly, we're building out a great organization that is there to help you. You're buying a service from DocuSign, and we are never more than a phone call away.
Let's say I'm a director of a new company. I'm just setting it up, so I'm very much at the initial stages of it. So I've got so much paperwork involved. I'm buying assets, I'm developing the company, I'm building employee database, so I'm doing HR facilities. I'm doing a lot of different things within that and eventually getting customers. I might not be too familiar with DocuSign or the legalities of it and how it works. Perhaps you could talk me through the process of actually involving DocuSign in my new business.
Sure. Well, first of all, you set up an account with DocuSign, and that allows you to initiate transactions. And think of the examples you just gave. Well, first of all, you're going to hire staff. That means you're going to send them an offer letter. You're going to send them your health and safety policy. There will be a stack of papers that needs to be signed. You'll be signing up suppliers. You probably want them to sign your non-disclosure agreement. You want to sign a master legal agreement that regulates how you're going to trade. And then most importantly, you're going to start to gain customers. So you want to put a sales contract in front of your prospective customers. You need them to sign it, and you need to start delivering your goods or services.
Okay, so can you show me how it actually works?
Sure. So what I've done, I have my iPad here. What happened this morning was that I'm going into a meeting, and they sent me a non-disclosure agreement. I basically have to accept their terms. So what I'm in my iPad here. I look at my email. They're saying, "Dear Jesper, we look forward to working with you. Prior to the meeting, please print, sign, scan, and return this, or even better, send it by fax." And that's not a good idea. So what I do in here is quite simple. I basically open up my DocuSign app. Here we go. My non-disclosure agreement is now sent to DocuSign. It'll allow me to, it says sign here. It's preparing the document. And then in a moment, what will happen is, if it's the first time I'm signing, I will actually sign on my iPad. If I've signed before, it'll pick up my identity and simply just apply my legally binding signature. So here we go. We're seeing our agreement being rendered here. And what I do now is I can apply my signature, my initials, my name, etc. So I will go in and apply my signature. A signing box will come up, and I sign my name here. And I say finish. And that's basically it. That is the art of concluding a legally binding transaction on DocuSign.
Wow, I mean, it does look pretty impressive, but you mentioned legally binding. First of all, how can I be assured that it is A, legally binding, but also it's secure and confidential?
Let me start with the last part of the question, because those are two great questions. We get that in every single customer engagement. First of all, the eSignature Act in the UK has made this legally binding since the year 2000, and DocuSign actually warned against that. So if you ever have a dispute and anyone sort of question the legality of this, our legal team will stand behind you and fight that battle. The second part of your question is secure and available. So the way we operate our infrastructure, it's a long technical conversation, but at any given point of time, your document will live in 3 different data centers. So we're highly available. We basically apply the same level of security and scrutiny that a large bank would do in protecting your money on their accounts. So yes, we make this perfectly legally binding, highly available, and we offer bank-grade security to protect these digital assets.
Well, it certainly seems to be the way forward, but what are DocuSign doing to future-proof this way of doing business?
Yeah, so what we're doing is, we've been doing this, as I said, for a long time, for 12 years. That's when we invented the concept, really. And what we're doing now is we're basically taking it from what I would call basic e-signature, and we are expanding what we do into what we call digital transaction management. So automating the whole workflow from originating an agreement, applying the workflow and approvals, signing and authenticating, and then handing off to whatever your records management system is. So that's one big thing. And secondly, we're taking this global. We want to make sure that the DocuSign brand is trusted and legally binding all over the world. So our simple ambition is to do to paper what Visa did to money. We want to make you able to transact all over the world on the digital platform provided by DocuSign without any legal worries at all. That's our ambition.
Wow, fascinating times ahead. Jesper Fredriksson, thank you very much.
Thank you.